ready? You ready? You ready? That's four. That's four. Oh, hey! And welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And we're here to do a movie by Bill Duke. It's a recent release on the Criterion. It's either coming out this week or next week on Blu-ray and DVD, called Deep Cover from 1992. Yeah, this is an urban noir film starring Lawrence Fishburne.
Larry Fishburne.
Larry.
Yeah, this is when he was still going by Larry.
Oh, I honestly did not know he was doing that.
Yeah, he started when early in his career he went by Larry, and then he became Lawrence later.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
It might be a SAG thing.
Well, he's in it. Jeff Goldblum's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Clarence Williams III is in it. R.I.P. Clarence Williams III. He plays Taft.
He's great.
Oh, pretty much this movie. I walked into this movie because if you see the Criterion release, the Blu-ray cover or DVD cover,
Great art.
Fantastic. I was like, I'm into this. I like this art, so I'm gonna watch the movie. Because anything like think records or CDs or just anything, if you see the cover, that's usually what sells you, right? So it sold me, and I knew nothing about this film. I know Bill Duke. He was in Predator, and he was in Mandy. The most recent movie I think he was in was Mandy. I know Larry Fishburne. I know Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. I know him.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to dive in. And I was pleasantly surprised on how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a little bit more knowledge of the movie. Just kind of much more aware of his existence. Seeing the poster and the cover a lot. Never really paid it much mind. This is, it's a urban neo-noir film. At least that's what I would call it. It has a lot of the telltale signs to put it in that noir category.
Oh, yeah. Has the narration.
The big one being the narration.
The duality of morals and stuff like that.
And just how him as the protagonist gets more and more screwed as time goes on and never really... He doesn't get an upper hand, really, depending on how you look at it.
No.
He just sinks deeper and deeper.
It's like a deep cover.
And then he just, at one point, makes, quote-unquote, the best of it.
Yeah. This movie is fantastic.
It's really, really good.
Especially how last week we weren't really big fans of Omricord.
Yeah.
This one was like the opposite. I was like big fan of this one. The performances are great. Larry Fishburne's great in this. Jeff Goldblum, at first he's doing his Jeff Goldblumisms and stuff like that. But as the movie, every character kind of evolves, kind of grows. Larry grows. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum grows. He's more of a comic relief kind of lawyer, and he kind of gets kind of sinister near the end. He gets kind of cold. And...
It's great writing.
Yeah.
I did read that the writer was nominated for an Academy Award at some point. I don't know if it was for this movie or not.
He should for this.
But it's a fantastic writing job.
Even characters like Betty, who's a smaller role.
Belinda.
And, yeah.
And the kid,
Yeah. I'm saying these Betty was kind of cold when you meet her. She's very calm, collected. I don't trust them. And then she's like, I don't want anything to do with this at the end. It's
yeah.
You see how these characters kind of evolve. The only character that's really involved is Felix because he's just an ass. The entire time he's an ass. And actually,
and even worse.
There's a twist with that character too.
It gets even worse.
Yeah.
And then it's that classic story of getting tempted by the dark side, not knowing who to trust.
Carver, don't trust Carver, even though he says he's God.
I love it. It really is a great distillation of old noir for the new time period.
Yeah.
I mean, undercover cop instead of a private eye.
Also, yeah,
works loose with the laws, and basically has carte blanche to make sure. One rule: don't blow your cover.
Yeah.
And just how great they're able. I mean, how deep Larry Fishburne's character is.
And he goes even deeper with, like, the stuff with Ivy, the stuff with, like, he goes far. I mean, the opening of him as a kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
really
so much character within him, as stoic as he is throughout the film, and
badass.
But he just, as they say, like, he's got a mind for it, and like he figures out that he does, and how easy it is for him.
And one character does not change throughout the movie, and I think it's masterful and purposeful, is Taft, Clarence Williams III's character. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things, like, I think after just sitting in bed and just thinking about it, I was like, he is definitely the guardian angel. Because if you think about it, he the fake bust, he kind of tries getting Larry back. Come on back, don't do this evil stuff.
That wasn't a fake bust. That was a real bust.
You know what I mean? It was a fake bust in the eyes of the dealers, because it was a setup.
Oh yeah, where he got set up by Eddie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a fake. It was a real bust, but it was a fake deal, I guess I should say.
Yeah, it was basically a character gave up.
Yeah.
Larry Fishburne, and in the eyes of his cover, makes him more credible.
Yeah.
That he actually gets busted by the cops.
And Taft's just trying to. He's just like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this.
But Taft sees through Johnny, but he doesn't know the whole story.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it is, Johnny has to hold back for everybody. He cannot. And what I love, there's a small detail that happens later, a small piece of dialogue. Johnny is so deep in cover and loses himself. Like, he has to hold back everything. That he's a cop, his backstory, because he can get killed at any second.
Yes.
And anybody he cares about, which is why they picked him, he doesn't have very many ties. Anybody he cares about could be wiped out. So, if you notice, when he's in bed with, her name was Betty.
Betty,
right?
yes.
When he's in bed with her and he tells her about his life, he lies. Did you ever
notice that?
Where he says, my father died of a heart attack. And it's like, even in his most vulnerable.
Yes, an intimate.
In cover, in intimate, like, just this the person he wants to be with, he can't do it.
Yeah. And it comes to they're just like, there's so many, God, I can't talk about this movie. It's so great. The acting's great. Cinematography's great. There's great little editing things, like, you do that, like, the jump and zoom kind of shots, like boom, 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 boom. If you notice, there's a nice little set design decision. It kind of reminds me of Scarface a little bit, where the lower he is on the rank, the more gritty it looks. Mm-hmm. But as he goes up the ladder, the more lavish it is.
It becomes much more like a Michael Mann movie by the end of it.
Yeah, like, it's just so... it's based on what level he's at.
Right.
It's reflected in the cinematography and the set design. And I think that's really great, because especially with those zooms, they're kind of gritty zooms, like really dirty, kind of, just zoom, don't do the boom, boom, boom. And it's just weird on how Bill Duke did this. It's such a complete package. And you can tell how much we like it when we are tiptoeing so hard around these spoilers. Also, it's great. It's a great ending. I don't want to spoil anything.
It's so good that you just need to go watch it.
Yes.
You also have the stages of his character in cover and the way he acts. The more, power he gets and more money he gets, the more comfortable to color outside the lines he gets.
Yes.
Until there is no line anymore. He is no longer a cop. He is a drug dealer.
He's even doing the drugs.
And eventually crosses that line, which is one that is steadfastly like something he is completely against.
Yes.
And it, and I love how it kind of shows how the more power you get in that, realm,
yeah,
the less free you really are.
Yeah.
You know, how many less places can he go because he's a target? You know, and especially with the decisions that are end up being made by him and David.
Oh, David makes some choices.
And Johnny forces him to at times. He's like, and he not only does David create a monster in Johnny, Johnny creates a monster in David.
Yes.
When they, you know, take that plunge together.
Yeah. So Joe, I mean, would you recommend this movie?
100%, dude. And like, I'm probably gonna go buy the Criterion.
Yes, I want to
know
within
the next couple days.
I want to know because there's a Criterion sale this month.
Yeah, Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble. So I want to see like there's behind the scenes, like deleted scenes, whatever. Because I feel like if there's only one complaint I have, I think it needed more Taft. It needed more. Because he's just so fantastic. Yeah, it's more selfish. Like I just want more of him.
Yeah, Clarence Williams is hard to not want more.
One of the great scenes is it's when they deal with the Felix stuff, and he has that big bag. Then he has that big bag, and it's when the stuff with Belinda happens at the and I'm tiptoeing so hard.
Yeah,
and they're meeting outside the apartments right before like the.
Oh, you're talking about when Reverend comes up.
Yeah.
And then
they have a great dialogue scene where he's kind of like speaking like a poetry rhyme.
They both are.
Yeah, and it's just
and they dance around each other, and then Taft leaves, and you see Johnny break, probably for the first time.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, that's the threshold moment.
Yes.
For those wondering. It's a threshold moment for Johnny where it's even more than certain moments before that where again he gets carte blanche from the DEA.
Yeah.
But this is a real threshold. Like if I go through with this, there is no going back.
Yeah.
There is only forward.
Yeah. And God, it's so good. So basically the point is I'd recommend it too.
It's
I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, it's a really like This is why I was interested in doing this show.
Yes.
And finding gems like this. And this is not even a hidden gem. Like, people know this movie.
I never heard of it, though.
And it's like, it's not obscure.
Yeah.
It's just lost in the shuffle. And it's one of those ones, like...
It's deep cover. It's deep in the cover.
It seems like when you see a poster and it looks really generic.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's so well done.
Yes.
So well crafted in the writing, Bill Duke's direction, the performances that he gets out of the actors.
Even the subtle, like, kind of score. It mixes kind of like noirish with, like, kind of like hip-hop.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's actually... here's a little fun fact. It's Dr. Dre's first solo single with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, the credits you hear, I was like, that's Dr. Dre, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the first single that he put out on his own after NWA.
So, before The Chronic.
Before The Chronic.
Jeez.
And this also is Snoop Dogg's debut.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it's a great song, too.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts on Deep Cover. Let us know in the comment section below. What's another like urban noir? What's another noir film? There's more noir films we have not touched. I know we did Detour. We did this. There's a lot others we have to do.
I could name quite a few, but it'd be even better if
have we done a Sam Fuller film yet?
We have.
Which one did we do?
We did Shock Corridor.
Oh, we did Shock Corridor.
Yeah,
okay. I didn't remember if we did Shock Corridor. We've done almost 200 episodes. I kind of forget. So let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe, share this video, please. Just keep sharing it. And let's get more subscribers. I want to make this channel grow more. We're getting subscribers left and right. I want more and more and more.
My goal is to get in the closet. The Criterion closet.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's my goal.
Yes.
Only you can make that happen.
Yes, you. Yeah, that's it. Also follow the Letterboxd list. If you have a Letterboxd, go check it out. It's, just like search Criterion Connection. We put all the movies that we've done so far, and you can see how many you've done. Have you done all of them? Well, that's your mission. And then watch the review afterwards.
Do a checklist.
Yeah. So until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And we'll see you later. And remember, don't blow your cover.